ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrò ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nràn pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn ń lọ wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámùhàn ò mọ́nú, ẹ̀yìn ayé yẹn kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ ti jẹ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti fi tó mọ̀ ọ́la yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlàmù, ọ̀rọ̀ ni ọ̀lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri, àgbẹ̀lẹ̀ tó wọ́n ti fi gbogbo bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀.
Yes, so good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagbajanti Show. I remain your regular host, Akin. Thank you very much for connecting with me tonight from whatever part of the world you are joining from. I'm very happy to have you connected to the show this evening. Thank you for always coming. Thank you for always standing up to have this discussion with me. I greet my people on Facebook, my regulars on Facebook. I greet those of you on Twitter and the posh people on YouTube. Thank you all for joining me. And also, I greet especially the silent listeners, the invisible listeners, and people who would join the show maybe at some later date. People who are not opportune to tune in to this live broadcast. So, whatever time of the day you're watching, I greet you specially. Thank you all for joining me this evening. As you're coming in, please help me share the show on your platforms. Help me invite somebody. Send out the link. Spread the word about this show because we have something very, 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 very interesting to discuss tonight. Of course, it's always a special moment on this show. As we do it's always an insightful session that we'll have every week. But tonight is going to be another interesting discussion. It's going to be an eye opener it's going to help some people come to terms with maybe some things that they couldn't understand. And it's going to, even help those who are involved to find a way to, make amends where necessary. So please, as I always say, you never know whose life you will be touching. If you can just click the share button and send this word out there. It's not about the views for me, it's not about the numbers, it's not about the fame or whatever. It's just about the concern I have for people. Because I believe nobody intentionally set out to make mistakes in life. It's nobody's wish to complicate their own lives. And so I believe if people know better, they will do better. So a platform like this is just there to guide people in the right direction. So, but it will only help them if they are aware that such a platform exists. But for those of you that know that this platform exists, why don't you do the Lord's work and bring it to the attention of the others? Thank you very much for doing that. Yes, who are we carrying to the VIP section tonight to be pampered? It's no other person than my fluffy sister from America. Tonight, she she entered Gidigba, unopposed, unchallenged, even up till this time. No one has challenged her. And I know the reason why. Those who could challenge her are busy. I know they are somewhere where they couldn't, link up tonight. So it's your moment tonight. Enjoy it. You know the drill. you're not a stranger to that section of the platform. So just release yourself. For the gentleman to package you to be pampered. Gbogbo ohun tẹ́ bá fẹ́ béèrè o. Gbogbo àwọn ibi tẹ́ bá fẹ́ kí wọ́n touch kọ́wọ́ kàn. Ẹ sọ fún wọn o. Kí wọ́n mọ́wọ́ débẹ̀. Thank you for joining tonight. Right. Let me see who else is on the show. Àwọn ẹ̀mí. Ó yá ẹ ṣí. Ẹ jẹ́ n ríran. I greet you, ìyá mi. Ìyáálé ọ̀kan. Thank you for connecting tonight. It's a pleasure to have you. I also I have another fluffy sister, Victoria Taye Ufakome. Thank you for joining tonight as well. I greet my brother Abodunde. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. And then my madam is also somewhere in the background cheering me on. I greet you as well. Thank you very much for connecting tonight. If you are on the show and you want me to, give you a special shout out, just indicate your presence and I will do that. Keep sharing the love and the like button if you are feeling the ginger. That helps also to push the platform forward. I think the algorithms of Meta or Facebook uses that. I greet another special person to me as well, also on the show. And I think this is the first time I'll be giving her a public shout out. She's been a member since we started, and I think she's one of the silent listeners. I won't call her the invisible listener, but tonight she's, indicated her presence on the show. It's not that person, but Olajumoke Wellington. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Right, let's get straight into the discussion for tonight so I don't waste your time and my time as well. The topic we have for discussion tonight is titled Ghost Dads. And ghost dads are the kind of men who disappear from the lives of their children after going through a divorce. Wọ́n wẹ̀yìn wò, wọ́n bá ti gbé àpò wọn, àwo lọ nìyẹn. Ó tún di àrìnàkò, ó dojú àlá. We've seen instances where some of them turn up at some important periods in the life of their children. Maybe they are graduating, maybe they're getting married, And sincerely, I don't know how men like that feel proud to turn up when they haven't been there, since the beginning, especially at the critical period that these children need them the most. But that's a discussion for another day. What I want us to look at tonight is why do some men do this? So that's why I said some men. So I'm not generalizing now. It's not all men that disappears from the life of their children after divorce. But for those who do it, we need to understand why do they do it. As I always advise, we shouldn't jump into condemning things that we don't understand. We should not start fighting some battles by fighting. We should fight some battles by asking. Everything starts from the point of investigation. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? You can't actually work on something you don't understand. You want to fix something, you must first of all understand what the problem is. That is what will guide you toward a solution. You can apply, a one size fit all solution to every problem or challenge that you find before you. Some require some level of digging to understand what is really going on. When you understand what is going on, then you know how to tackle it. And the understanding you get might even give you that conviction to say, you know what, just forget about this. It's not worth it. There's no point. So ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ló ń ṣán oko ìdí ọ̀pẹ. Wọ́n kàn ń ṣe làálàá dànù. Unnecessary wàhálà tí ò yẹ kán ṣe. And why? Because wọn understand nǹkan tí wọ́n lọ tẹ́rí sí gan. So this is not a show set up to bash men. It's not a show set up to say the women are right. It's a show to understand what is really going on. And maybe we have single women on the show who are having difficult time raising their children alone, and they don't understand why this man has just decided to abandon them. Tonight's show might help you to understand what is happening with that man. If there's something you need to fix, you will hear it tonight. And I pray you have the will to do what is expected of you. If we have men who are in this situation we want to discuss tonight, that is, men who abandon their children because they have issues with their ex-wife, call it ex-wife or call it the mother of their children. Tonight's show is also for you. What you will hear tonight will help you to retrace your step. If you read the caption that I put underneath the post for the show, it says, "Real men takes care of their children regardless of whatever relationship they have with their mother." We have to understand that, and I want to establish this. When things don't work between two adults, we should be responsible enough not to make the children to suffer for our irresponsibility or immaturity. We should understand that jẹ́jẹ́ làwọn ọmọ ìjókòó sọ́run o. Tẹ́ pè wọ́n wá. Ẹ̀yin lẹ ní kí wọ́n wá. And you are responsible for them. Tí nǹkan bá wá ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin ẹ̀yin méjèèjì tẹ́ pinnu láti sọ pé káwọn ọmọ yìí wá, you should be matured enough to let those things stay between the two of you and not spill over to the children. Under no circumstance should you turn these children to weapons to fight yourself. Torí mò ń bá bàbá wọn jà, màá kẹ́yìn àwọn ọmọ yẹn sí. Màá gbin oró burúkú sínú àwọn ọmọ yẹn. Torí mò ń bá bàbá wọn jà, mi ò ní jẹ́ kó rá àwọn ọmọ yẹn. Mo mọ̀ pé ó like àwọn ọmọ yẹn, but màá fi àwọn ọmọ yẹn dààmú ẹ̀. Madam, ayé ara yín lẹ̀ ń bàjẹ́. Orí burúkú ńlá lẹ̀ ń ṣe. Òfò ńlá dẹ̀ máa ṣe yín lọ́jọ́ alẹ́. Mi ò ṣépè o. Statement of fact. Daddy, torí ẹ̀ ń bá mọ́mì wọn jà. Gbogbo support tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ fáwọn ọmọ yẹn. Ẹlẹ́ abandon wọn, mi ti ẹ̀ fẹ́ rí wọn mọ́. Kọ́ má jorúkọ mi gan, I don't care. Tiyín ti tásà. Ìwà ìlójútì gbáà lẹ̀ ń wù. Ẹ dẹ̀ máa jẹ̀bi. Torí orí burúkú ńlá lẹ̀ ń ṣe. Regardless of what their mother could have done, you have to separate what you have with her and your care and your responsibility to your children. Both of you must find a means to make it work when it comes to your responsibility over these kids. Ẹ̀yin méjì lè sẹ́ pé ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́, ìyẹn ò kàn mí. Mọ̀ tó bá ti di pé in tó kan àwọn ọmọ yẹn, the two of you must put away your differences and ensure that these kids do not suffer. Yorùbá níbi tí erin méjì bá ti ń jà, koríko ibẹ̀ nìyá máa ń jẹ. Erin méjì lẹ́yìn, ẹ dẹ̀ ti báyé yín débi tẹ́ fẹ́ bá dé. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wáyé tí wọ́n ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbésí ayé tí wọ́n ní. Ẹ má fi òṣì tiyín, ẹ má fi kó bá wọn, ẹ má fi da ìrìn àjò wọn rú. Be kind enough, be responsible enough to put them as priorities in whatever decision you guys would make. Ibẹ̀ yẹn kọ́ ni mò ń lọ. But mò ń láti sáré mention yẹn because that is what affects both couples now. And then the focus tonight is on why some men disappear from the lives of their children after divorce. I met a lady recently, I think on Friday. Like on Wednesday, around Wednesday. lọ́mọ ẹyọ kan. But ó ṣe ń mí. You know? So along the line, she asked me, "Oh, do you have kids?" I said, "Yes, I have 3 boys." He said, "Oh, wow." So I've only got one and I'm struggling. And ọmọ yẹn is just 2 years. We got talking. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń bá mi sọ mo rí kó dà pé àdágbé àdáfà ìfẹ́ pa lady o. And knowing that it's a sensitive topic, mo fi lára balẹ̀ until, a jẹ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lẹ́gbẹ̀gbẹ́ débi tí mo rí pé wà comfortable enough láti lè béèrè pé okay, bàbá ọmọ yìí gan kọ́. And then he's not around, blah blah blah, not straightforward answer, blah blah. But ká má fà lọ ká má fà bọ̀, mo rí pé bàbá gan ó ti sá. Kí ló ń happen? Ọmọ ọdún 2 fa. But from some of the things I could piece around, information she divulged to me, torí òun gan sọ pé òun ò lè mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí. What I could, gather is that the man probably has another family that he's protecting, tí kò fẹ́ kí ó dàrú. Òun ló ṣe sá níbi eléyìí. And the lady agreed that she believes that might be the case. Okay. Ìyẹn issue ọ̀tọ̀ nìyẹn. We have some women tó jẹ́ pé àwọn fún ara wọn ni bóyá wọ́n ṣokùnfà tó fi kú àwọn nìkan tí wọ́n ń dágbé tí wọ́n ń dáfà. Another category nìyẹn. But the category we want to focus on tonight is the category of a couple tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n jọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìrìn àjò yìí, wọ́n jọ pinnu, wọ́n jọ wọ̀. But along the line, nǹkan ò work, which is normal. It's not a do or die affair. Tí nǹkan ò bá work, yes, kó ká kú lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Ìtó máa ń rọrùn láti lọ is where, there are no kids involved, no property to split and things like that. Ó kàn gbé traveling bag ẹyọ kọ̀ọ̀kan tó gbé wá ní, and then move on. And this is why I always encourage newlyweds to give themselves, between 18 to 24 months. Ideally 24 months in their new marriage before they decide to start having kids. Ẹ̀fọ́dún méjì yẹn ẹ kọ́kọ́ fi yẹra yín wò, because you're two strangers trying to cohabit. Ẹ rò pé ó máa work, ẹ jọ tanra yín wọ̀ ni, transaction ni, ẹ mọ ẹni tó fẹ́ wá jara wọn lólè inú ẹ̀yin méjèèjì. And some of you one might be desperate to start a marriage, the other might be greedy, báyórí nǹkan kan tó fẹ́ gbà, whatever thing like that. Ẹ̀yin méjèèjì kàn lè tanra yín wọnú relationship yẹn. But by the time tẹ́ bá wọlé tán, within 2 years, á hàn sí yín pé oh boy, má jà continue. Tẹ́mi wá légùn. And if 2 of you can come to that agreement, then you go your separate ways. But tọ́mọ bá ti wọ̀, it becomes more complicated. And oftentimes, or most of the time, couples get, overburdened with their emotions, that in the midst of these issues, they sideline the kids. They focus only on themselves. Wọ́n tiẹ̀ ní èrò pé àwọn ọmọ wà ń bí o. Ara wọn ló máa kọ́kọ́ máa bátù lọ fún wọn kọ́ máa jà fún náà, ara wọn ló máa kọ́kọ́ máa wò ná. Kálá ẹlòmíì lè kọ́kọ́ wo n tá bàjẹ́, especially the future of the children, because whether you like it or not, whatever you do will affect them. At least in my own little way, mo ní àwọn ọmọ kékeré tí mò ń dì pẹ̀lú. And I know àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan nínú wọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ṣe ń behave n tó affect wọn lórí, kò sí n tó ṣàmọ́ yẹn ju wípé separation àwọn òbí wọn lọ. Ìwà tó ń wù, their inability to take instruction sometimes, their aggressiveness, anger kan wà nínú wọn. There was a time we were having a match and, a particular boy, it was so, warm up for him before the game. I noticed that he wasn't moving, he was behaving somehow, and so I spoke to the manager and like, what's wrong with this guy? And then he told me, he's disappointed because his dad promised him that he would be there to watch his game, but he's not here. So already he's lost his head before the game begins. I feel for him because tó bá wò yíká, a rí most bàbá tó mọ́mọ wọn wá. A máa wòra ẹ̀ pé ló ṣe dáàdì tòun. But we don't consider these things. And from there, they are damaged. From there, wọ́n rí a male model táwọn lè wò ní àwòkọ́ṣe. And that's why you see so many adults today who are damaged, so many men today who are not well raised. Dànìdànì báni lágbàlagbà kékeré ní ti ń báni lọ. They didn't become like that at adulthood. In tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn láti ìpìlẹ̀ wọn, òun ló sọ wọ́n di nǹkan tó dà. So I don't always look at people in isolation. I try to connect everything that has happened in their past to who they are at that moment and to how they behave and how they conduct themselves. Ìṣẹ́ kì í dédé ṣẹ́. Dídà ló dà tọmọdẹ́gbẹ́, ẹgbẹ́ kì í ṣe ilé ọmọ. If their parent had, chosen a different path, their own story also could have been different. So I do talk to them, but ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ dùn lẹ́nu irú èmi ni? Nígbà tí mo mọ́mọ tèmi wá, ọ̀rọ̀ wo mo fẹ́ máa bá sọ? Àrọwà wo lèèyàn fẹ́ pa fún ẹni tí kìnìún pàyà ẹ̀ jẹ? But as adults, we can have this discussion so that we really understand how we can impact negatively the life of our children by our own conduct. Especially men, a lot of us need to do better. Right. In my own research, in my discussions with people, gathering, what do you call it now? Reasons behind why people do certain things. I've been able to put together a list of reasons why some men disappear from the lives of their children. And that is what we will run through quickly. And I hope we would be able to cover this before we run out of time. I greet you, my sister, Yawolo Oshibi. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. I hope you're enjoying your VVIP section on YouTube. Ebun, mo kí ẹ o. Oyode lálẹ́ yìí ni. Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ kú àtàárọ̀. Right. So the first point I have here, why some men disappear from the life of their children after divorce, is irresponsibility. So we have some men who are irresponsible. After all, ó lè jẹ́ n tí ó mú kí madam gan sọ wípé kó máa kórè burúkú ẹ̀ lọ nìyẹn. Má fi tiẹ̀ kó bá mi, ká ṣẹ̀ mí lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. So such a man á kàn wò báyìí pé ọpẹ́ o, ó tiẹ̀ yọ wàhálà lọ́rùn mi. Ẹ máa bá tèmi lọ. So ẹni tí ò ṣojúṣe, tí ò wúlò nígbà tẹ́jọ́ wà pọ̀. When you separate yourself from such a man, what do you expect? Sígbà yẹn lo rò pé á ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wúlò ni. Kò wúlò, like kò wúlò láàyè. Òpó ẹ̀ náà ò wúlò. Look, do you know there are some women married ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n máa attend the kí ló máa ń pè kíní? Widows fellowship. Wọ́n gbá pásítọ̀ àwa ránpá, mọ́mí ẹ káàsán mọ́ ẹ má bínú o. Widows fellowship ni à ń ṣe níbí mi ò of course àdúrà náà là ń gbà o, so ẹ lè join wa, but kò yẹ kẹ́ ẹ wà ń bí àbí kí ló kí ló ṣàwọn dádì? Kò sí ní tó ṣe wọ́n wà láyé, ṣùgbọ́n wà láyé bí aláìsí ni, so ó kàn wà láyé ni, òkú ni. So ibi tó yẹ ń wà náà ni mo wà sà. Àwọn tí mo wà pẹ̀lú náà ni widow náà ni mí. There are some women like that who have resigned to faith ń pé eléyìí ti di òkú ayé. Ó kàn occupy space ni, kò wúlò nínú ilé. Àwọn ọmọ gan ò jàǹfààní ẹ̀, kò sí kankan. And I've heard situations where, a wife said to the husband, pé kúrò nínú ayé mi, because tó bá lọ, màá ráyé gbé gan, ìjọba á tọ́jú mi better. Tó wà nínú ayé mi gan báyìí ni mi ò ṣe gbádùn. So if such a man leaves or walks out of that relationship, you don't expect such a man to look back, because I will learn here. Ẹ yọ okùn lọ́rùn ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ẹ relieve ẹ̀ of ẹrù tó ti rù ni. So if you're in this category and you're wondering why this man didn't look back, check. you might be having unrealistic expectation because tí ò bá wúlò ńgbà tẹ́jọ wà pọ̀ má retí ẹ̀ pé tó bá ti lọ á wẹ̀yìn wò ó ti lọ nìyẹn ìwọ ni kó sán ṣòkòtò ẹ̀ kí yẹn di àtúngún kí ọbẹ̀ di àtúnṣe. But for men like that, I have a word for you. Kó má dàbí àtúnwí asán. I've said it at the start. Orí burúkú gbà lẹ́ ń ṣe o. Tẹ́ bá bímọ tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní impact nínú life wọn. And such men are so shameless that they even fight. Ìjà gidi mò ń sọ o. Tó bá gbọ́n pé wọ́n ní bí yìí ṣe graduation, can you imagine? Lábísí ò pè mí. Ṣó ní bàbá mi ń bọ̀ mí ni? Foolish men. Ọmọ tó o ṣe school runs fún rí. Ọmọ tó mọ̀ bó ṣe rin ayé ẹ̀ títí débi tán fi sọ pé ó ṣe graduation. Ó wá gbọ́n pé wọ́n ló fẹ́ ṣe graduation, ó wá ń pe àwọn family ìyàwó ẹ̀ òun sọ̀rọ̀ burúkú sí wọn pé Lábísí ò pè ẹ́ pé bí yìí fẹ́ ṣe graduation. Ẹ ti ṣí èrè sà. Tọwọ́tọwọ́ ni mo fi sọ o, ẹ ti ṣí èrè sà. Tẹ́ bá yọjú, ó yẹ kó nà yín ni. Ó yẹ kó nà yín. Ó yẹ kó disgrace ni tẹ́ bá yọjú. Because ìwà àìlójútì ni. Some of them turned up. Wọ́n máa bínú pé kí n fẹ́ ṣe marriage. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ wá sọ fún mi. Èmi bàbá ẹ̀, ṣó ní bàbá mi ni? They must tell me. Èmi mú láti fa ọmọ yẹn kalẹ̀. Ọmọ tó mọ̀ gbogbo ohun tójú ẹ̀ rí tó fi dàgbà débi tó dé yẹn. Gbogbo ìgbà tó ń la bóyá wọ́n threaten ẹ̀ ni, bóyá wọ́n fẹ́ rape ẹ̀ ni, báwo ṣe ṣe nǹkan gbogbo emotional, tumult tó ní gbogbo ibi tó yẹ kó wà láti lè help ẹ̀ go through that process. Ò sí ń bẹ̀. Wá gbọ́n pé ó fẹ́ marry òun sọ wípé tán bá wá pè ẹ́, marriage yẹn ò ní ṣe ṣe. Ẹ ti ṣí èrè sà. So I would urge you, kò tí ì pẹ́ jù fún yín báyìí o, to retrace your step. Ẹ pàtìjú mọ́ra. Ẹ padà, ẹ wá àwọn ọmọ yẹn lọ. Apologize. Kò need àlàyé, kò need ẹjọ́. You don't need to defend yourself. Ẹ ti mess up. So what you need to do is humble yourself. Admit that you were irresponsible. And ask them, plead with them to give you a chance for you to make amends, to do whatever is necessary. Àìjẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, ẹ wáyé asán o, ẹ pòfo láyé. So that is that. The second point why some men would disappear from the lives of their children after divorce is as a result of post-divorce conflict. As you all know, marriage they call it an institution, right? And we all know that in most of institutions that we know, you have to go through that institution, complete certain, number of modules of courses, and then when you are satisfied to have achieved, the required number of points, you'll be awarded a certificate. But marriage is the only institution where you get your certificate on the day of your matriculation. That is on the day of your wedding. So bó bá ṣe wá wù ẹ́ kó ṣe wá lọ ṣe. Death certificate kind of forces the two of you together. Tipátipá la fi ń fẹ́ràn Ṣàngó, òun certificate ọ̀gbẹ́lẹ̀ ń lọ́wọ́ yẹn. And that's why when people argue marriage is ordained by God, ìtọ́lọ́run bá dá àbí tó bá natural kò ní nídìí pé à ń fòfin dèèyàn pa. So this is a social construct. I've talked about it several times. It's one of the mechanisms used to preserve civilization, to culture human being, to curb, the excesses and that part of man that is very rational, and to stabilize man such that you can stay within a locality and build that society. That's the essence of marriage. So when you get the certificate, it's easy. But one of the toughest process you can ever go through in life is divorce. It is tough. You have to satisfy the judge or the court that the marriage has to be dissolved. And there are a list of reasons that are accepted. Kì kàn ṣe pé ẹ kàn lọ ń pò ti sú wa. Wọ́n split èèyàn pò ti sú yín o. Sú yín báwo? Ó lè sú yín. 40 word vow tẹ́ka mọ tó wà nú ẹ̀. Ikú láyà yín. But wọ́n wá fi àwọn clauses kan sí where you can, the basis upon which the marriage could be dissolved. The one that is mostly used by people is, infidelity, where there is, cheating in the relationship and stuff like that. And it's not even as straightforward as that. You must start from, separation. After 2 years of separation, then you can start the process. The one that is seemingly smooth is the one where both couples agree that yes, let's dissolve this. So gbogbo eke sign, let's sign. Understanding, perfect understanding, because you know what, we shouldn't be together again. Because they shake hands at the law. But oftentimes it doesn't come this way. Most times is one person wanting the divorce, the other person don't want it. Another time you have things within the marriage that one person think he or she deserves, and the other person is saying, no, I own this. Oh, yeah, but I've stayed with you this number of years, so I must get this. So all these things can complicate the divorce process. And not only complicate it, it will sour the relationship between the couples. To jẹ́ pé wọn ò ní fẹ́ rí mí ara wọn látàn mọ́, wọn ò tiẹ̀ ní fẹ́ rí àwọn face to face báyìí mọ́. When some women come up with demands, gbogbo ohun tí ọkùnrin yẹn ti fàárọ̀ ọjọ́ ẹ̀ kó jọ, some women will take everything. They will demand for, huge child support and living cost payment. Some of them will even request that they have sole custody of the children, make visitation difficult and stuff like that. So when all these things are present in the divorce process, there is no way the man in that relationship will look back. In such situations, the man would just be counting days when the whole thing will be over, and so he can go very, very far away from, in quote, the devil of a woman and everything that has to do with her. So a relationship that has come to a point that I just described, how do you expect that the two of them will want to create a situation where there'll be access for the man to see the children? Because bad blood has been created already. And that's why couples must understand that, okay, we don't want to be together anymore, right? Let's do it in such a way that these kids are not affected. You have access to them, I have access to them, because they deserve to have you in their life. They deserve to have me in their lives. Àwa méjèèjì la ní issue. It must not spill over to them. Kò gbọ́dọ̀ dá ìrìn àjò tí wọ́n rú. So, orúkàkù máa jẹ́ kórí wọn pé when they are going through this divorce process, so that it doesn't create conflict where you guys don't want to see yourselves again. So post-divorce conflict, it's another reason why some men will disappear from the lives of their children after divorce. Another point is coming from the divorce process. As you all know, is not cheap. You have to pay lawyers, and the longer it drags, the more money you would have to pay. When you don't agree to certain things, the number of times you have to go to court to fight those demands and stuff like that, and you will spend money. I've had stories of people who have spent up to £80,000 on divorce, with the man trying to prevent the woman taking away everything he's worked for in his life. In the end, ìtọ́nikọ́kùnrin yẹn máa sọ fún obìnrin yẹn lẹ́yìn tán gbalé yẹn fún tán, àti kó máa san lórí àwọn ọmọ yẹn. Even though the man had a good job, ó kàn dàbí wípé ó máa ṣe lásán láyé ni. So what did the man do? He resigned from the job. Ẹni tó bá lówó lọ́wọ́ ni wọ́n máa gba owó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. And when it comes to paying all this child support and all that, wọ́n ń dúró pé kó wá máa mú wá lóṣooṣù fúnra ẹ̀. They deduct it from the source. The court would have instructed HMRC, instruct wherever you work. So when your tax náà ni wọ́n ń yọ yẹn, change tó kù wọn máa kó lé ẹ lọ́wọ́. So the man resigned from the job, had to find a very low-paying job, so that owó tó ń gbà ò tó nǹkan is just enough for himself. And when they want to work out all these things, they have to put into consideration how much you earn and what your own living expenses are, láti lè mọ iye tí ó wà realistic láti san pé kó máa san. So such a man had to, quit his well-paying job, get one that is not great, and ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbé ayé ìpọ́njú. So financial strain that is, that derives from divorce can also make some men to disappear from the lives of their children. Bàbá ti kanlẹ̀ kò sówó mọ́. So number one, kò sí nǹkan tó tiẹ̀ fẹ́ fi ṣe bàbá. So wọ́n máa sá kiri ni. Kọ̀sí ọjọ́ tán bá rí wọ́n máa hí ẹ̀ ni. Ṣé àwọn tó sọ nǹkan lórí ẹ̀ ló sọ ń pò fẹ́ wá rí? Kìdẹ́ ṣe ń pò ní. Ó ní but process divorce yẹn kò fara rí lọ. Gbogbo ohun tó ní wọ́n ti kó fún madam. Gbogbo owó tó ní savings ó ti ná lórí lọ́ọ̀yà. Owó ìtàn tún bù kalẹ̀ pé kó máa san fún wọn lóṣooṣù. Kí tiẹ̀ má gbé láyé olóòṣìṣẹ́ mọ́. So when you are under this kind of men that are under this kind of financial strain would run away, would abscond. So ọ̀rọ̀ máa di day your day, make I day my day. The focus will shift from trying to look after some children to báwo làwọn gan ṣe máa survive. Wọ́n ní téèyàn bá ń sáré kó má tẹ́, tó bá ti tẹ́, eré kó má kú lókù tó máa sá. So that's another point or another reason why some men will disappear from the life of their children. Financial strain from the divorce litigation or from whatever is awarded to the family as upkeep. Now, another reason why men would disappear is remarriage. Many people think men don't have emotions or they are stone-hearted or whatever. Men also have the need to feel loved. Divorce takes, a whole lot of it takes a whole lot of emotions from people. It builds up, so many bad vibe. It makes people depressed. So some men in this situation or coming out from this feel the need to feel loved. They need that consolation. They need that, that hands wrap around them. And so some of them walk straight into another relationship. And at that moment, in tó kàn wọ́n ni wípé kọ́ tiẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ rí consolation. So in that moment wọ́n tiẹ̀ ní bójú wẹ̀yìn bá ṣe wù yín kẹ́ ṣayé yín. Wọ́n ti bá sisi mi lọ. Ẹlòmíì single mother ló jam tó jẹ́ pé yẹn náà láwọn ọmọ tí bàbá ti tẹ́lẹ̀ náà ti filẹ̀. Á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa gba àwọn ọmọ lọ́mọ tọ́. Á gbàgbé títí ẹ̀ tó bí síbì kan. Ó máa dìnnà ní àpàpàǹdodo. Because trying to win the affection and the trust of this new person. I feel what devoted into the new relationship because he's coming out from one which he considered to be, which he failed at. So he will feel, okay, I need to work on this one. So Bobo devotion and everything like that would make him sideline his first family, his kids, and not even ojú wẹ̀yìn láti wò wọ́n. So remarriage, the need to find new love, is another reason why men will disappear from the life of their children after divorce. Now, another one relating to this is some of these men will jam some very Efunshetaniwura kind of women, some possessive kind of women that would not allow them to either visit their previous family or allow the kids to visit. No, I don't want mess up to me. Even we have some women who, when they get married to, if they will remarry again, they don't allow their children that they left in their previous marriage to visit them. Maybe out of fear, we pay come out to lame jáde níbí. So they will intentionally abandon those children because they want to solidify that new relationship. We have men as well who brings in a new woman into the house, and that new woman do not want to see his previous kids. Focus here ní pé kò náà bí tòun. Tó bá dẹ̀ bí tiẹ̀ náà kò sì fẹ́ wọn náà because kò fẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ obìnrin míì kó wá máa compete pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ títí ẹ̀ lábẹ́ ilé títí ẹ̀. So tí màá bá dẹ̀ wò báyìí pé wo òun ò fẹ́ kí lè pín òun lẹ́mìí jàre, a máa fò ní dọ́là ń pé má wọ̀rí, tó bá ti yá màá lè rí wọn, tó bá ti yá màá lè rí wọn, tó bá ti yá màá lè rí wọn. And before you know it, it creates that strain, and visiting them or them visiting becomes impossible. Tó fi di wípé out of sight máa di out of mind, and before you know it, wọn tiẹ̀ ní bọ́dà àti wára wọn mọ́. So it's important that both couples take note of this, such that when you're moving into another relationship, let there be a full disclosure, right? Let your new partner know that you have kids from your previous relationship, and as condition to you going ahead with this new relationship, you would want your kids in your life. Tó bá ti lóhùn ò gbà k'Ọlọ́run ṣẹ̀mí lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀, move on. Don't lie to the person from the onset and say, I don't have a family. Along the line, kò wá rò pé o lè smuggle wọn wọlé, kò ní rọgbọ, kò ní work. Ẹ máa sọ ẹni yẹn dẹni burúkú ni, kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe èèyàn burúkú. It's you that hid the truth from them from the start. Ìwọ ló ṣòótọ́ láti ilẹ̀. Tó bá wá ṣòótọ́ láti ilẹ̀, because some will say, tí n bá sọ nísìnyí ó lè torí ẹ̀ má fẹ́ mi. Sọ, because ogun míì ló tún fẹ́ pilẹ̀ fúnra ẹ̀ yẹn. If you don't say it, you hide it. Kò sí ọjọ́ tí má gbọ́ ò ní gbọ́. 20 ọdún lénìí, 30 ọdún lénìí, nǹkan kan máa crop up. where they would need to, where that information would need to be unraveled. And at that moment, imagine the disgrace he will face. Imagine nǹkan tó tún máa bàjẹ́. So ó dáa kó o sọ láti ilẹ̀. Ẹni tó bá fẹ́ ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀, á fẹ́ ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀, á dẹ̀ gbà ẹ́ pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó sọ yẹn. But where you put yourself as where you focus only on yourself, when you want to move into a new relationship and don't consider your children, whether your new partner will accept them, kò sígbà tó ò ní sọ àwọn ọmọ yẹn nù, because wàá fẹ́ du ibùjókòó yẹn, and as such wàá sọ pé wò ó, jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ yẹn lọ ṣàyè títí wọn, mo nídìí ayọ̀, mo nídìí ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀, mo nídìí ibùjókòó. Ẹ kàn fìdí hẹ́ ni o, because gbogbo ohun tẹ́ ẹ jókòó lè ṣe máa yẹ mọ́ yín nídìí later in life. So tẹ́ bá fẹ́ jókòó re, ẹ jókòó re ńsìn. Make everything clear. Put your kids as priority. Never lose sight of them in whatever decision you take. Yes, wọ́n ti di handbag yẹn, wọ́n ti di handbag yẹn, yes. Ní tó máa dà nìyẹn. Ó láti sọ fún pé kẹ́ ní sùúrù. Kẹ́ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa pa ọmọ jọ. Ẹ dẹ̀ tún máa bímọ náà, ẹ̀ tún bímọ wọ̀nba. Ẹ máa bímọ bíi pé ẹ fẹ́ wá ta ọmọ láyé, ẹ máa bímọ bíi pé competition. Ẹ mọ̀ pé bùkátà ni. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ọmọ kan á complicate life, ọmọ méjì á complicate life ẹ lọ́nà méjì, ọmọ mẹ́ta á complicate life ẹ lọ́nà mẹ́ta. So when you consider all these things from the start, tẹ́ bá wo àwọn ayé àwọn tó yí yín ká tẹ́ fi ṣàríkọ́gbọ́n, it will help you to plan your own life well. But what I find is everybody keep making the same mistake. Ibi táwọn tó lọ ṣáájú ẹ kú sí, ìwọ náà kú sí, ibi tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn náà tún rí yín tẹ́ kú sí, lò náà tún kú sí. Why téèyàn kankan ò tiẹ̀ lo ayé àwọn kan láti fi ṣàríkọ́gbọ́n, láti lè gba ọ̀nà yẹn tó yàtọ̀ sí àwọn tó kú ṣáájú yín tán kú sí. So when you have unwelcoming new partners who do not want your children to feature in our home, such men would not look back. So that's another reason why some men disappear from the lives of their children. Another reason why some men are absent in the life of their children after divorce is what is called parental alienation. And this is where there is a deliberate attempt or deliberate effort to ensure that a gap or a wedge is created between this man and his children. And obviously, women do this a lot because they feel they want to punish the man. Wọ́n wá máa gbin ọ̀rọ̀ burúkú sínú àwọn ọmọ yẹn. Gbogbo nǹkan tí ò true wọ́n máa sọ nípa ọkùnrin yẹn fáwọn ọmọ yẹn. Ọkùnrin yẹn dẹ̀ ń gbìyànjú láti rá ọmọ yẹn, ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ burúkú tí woman yẹn ti ń sọ sínú àwọn ọmọ yẹn ó ti mú káwọn ọmọ yẹn máa build hatred towards the man. So the more effort that man makes to see them, the more those children draw away from him. They are unwilling to see. And then the woman will keep using this as excuse. Wọ́n fẹ́ rí ẹ òun ṣèyàn dáadáa, àwọn ọmọ yẹn náà lọ sọ, èmi ò kúkú sọ nǹkan kan fún wọn, blah 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 blah. And before you know it, the man will be frustrated. We even have situations where, as part of the divorce agreement, there are certain days when the man can have the children to himself. Báyà weekend ló máa lò lọ́dọ̀ ẹni, báyà holiday ló máa lò lọ́dọ̀ ẹni, báyà ọjọ́ kan láàrin ọ̀sẹ̀ ló máa wá gbé wọn lọ ni for so number of hours and stuff. We have women who, out of anger and bitterness, who would not respect this agreement, deliberately wọ́n máa frustrate effort máa yẹn. Ọjọ́ tó bá yẹ kó wá gbé ọmọ jáde, wọ́n á sọ pé ó rẹ ọmọ yẹn, àbí ó pẹ́ dé láti school, àbó lá assignment, àbó ní test lọ́la. Tó bá yẹ pé ibì kan náà lé ẹ̀kan ti gbé pàdé, báyà wọ́n ti wọnlẹ̀ fún máa yẹn pé kó má wá sí sàkání ilé wọn, so they should meet somewhere. Báyà 2 hours ní máa yẹn máa ṣe pọ̀ lọ́mọ yẹn, woman yẹn máa dé tó jẹ́ pé báyà 15 minutes ló kù kí máa yẹn ṣe, or 30 minutes. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Á ní traffic. At least on turn up, but traffic ló ṣẹlẹ̀. So the man would not have enough time with the kid. Ọmọ tẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀ ti poison mind ẹ̀ gan already. Pàtó bá tún lọ àtún sọ fún, you see him? He just had 30 minutes with you. Is that a father? Meanwhile, they sọ fọ́mọ yẹn wípé ìwọ ló deliberately kill time man yẹn. Ìmí tó yẹ pé báyà wọ́n máa wá sílẹ̀ fún weekend àbọ̀lídé, wà tún rán ọmọ yẹn kán wá máa spy. Is he seeing somebody else? Is he kìnnìkan? What is he doing? Did he buy this? Did he buy that? Ọmọ yẹn wá máa wá sọ wọ́n di spy kó wá máa ṣòwò fóun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé máa yẹn fún ẹ. Ó ti move on. Kí ló ń lo àwọn ọmọ yẹn gẹ́gẹ́ bí irinṣẹ́ ìṣù sí? Kí ló fẹ́ achieve? After all, ìwọ náà ló ṣe mọ́. So kí ló tó fẹ́? Wọ́n ní o jẹ́ oléegun ni. Wọ́n ní o sọnù, o lẹ́ran díẹ̀ tún wà lára ẹ̀. What do you want? So bọ́n lọ náà tán padà dé, in tí ò ṣẹlẹ̀ wà ní màá yẹn sọ sí wọn, ó bó àwọn ẹ̀, ó pè wọ́n ní kinní kan, wàá ṣá máa wá oríṣiríṣi nǹkan láṣà àti fa wàhálà láti ẹ̀ ti rí wípé kò ní access sáwọn ọmọ yẹn mọ́. Parental alienation is wickedness. Absolute wickedness. You're not only being wicked to the man, you're also being wicked to the children, most especially, because you are denying them the right they have to enjoy their father. They need their father's affection. They need his support. They need his presence. Ó ní ipa tó ń kó nínú ayé wọn. You can't raise a balanced kid when one person is out of it. No, you cannot. Ẹyẹ yìí kì í fi apá kan fò. Tí ìrẹyẹ tó fa apá kan fò, impossible. They need both for balance and for flight. So ìkà burúkú ló ń ṣe fún àwọn ọmọ yẹn when you are denying them the right they have to their father. Jẹ́ wá sọ nǹkan fún ẹ o. They will still grow up yearning to go find him. And we've seen so many women like that. Ìbànújẹ́ ọjọ́ alẹ́ ló wá ní. Wọ́n kórè wọ́n máa bá ọmọ yẹn jà. Mo fi gbogbo ayé mi sìn yín. He wasn't there for you. Ẹ tún lọ wá. Kí lẹ̀ ń wá fún? Ṣé bó ṣe kẹ́ ẹ ṣe kó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ san fún mi nìyẹn? Ó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ san fún mi nìyẹn? Should you even allow him to come into your life? You know why? Because those kids eventually found the truth. Wọ́n rí pé gbogbo nǹkan tó sọ fáwọn àbọ̀ ẹjọ́ ni. And they would not forgive you for it because the years you've cost them not to have access to their father by lying to them, they would not forgive you. And they will do everything possible to find this man and reconcile with him, because they need to enjoy whatever little time they can from him, because there's a vacuum in their life that need to be filled. So this, we can't blame a man that is facing parental alienation when the man is making effort to be in the life of his children. Ó ra nǹkan wá fún wọn, wàá dànù, wàá dẹ̀ sọ fún àwọn ọmọ yẹn pé kò ra nǹkan kan fún wọn. Bó fẹ́ wá fún birthday wọn tó gbé kinní wá, wàá ní ò ṣe nǹkan kan, wàá máa change the date venue, wàá máa hide everything just for him not to be there, so that he can tell those children that, you see, he didn't even turn up for your birthday. Bó béèrè telephone number àwọn ọmọ yẹn, so that wàá lè pè wọ́n, wàá ní wọn ní phone, wọ́n dẹ̀ ní phone. Ìwọ gan rí pé ìwọ tó ń ṣe gbogbo kinní gan ò nísinmi. Look, whoever is making effort to keep somebody down, ẹni yẹn fúnra rẹ̀ gan ò nókè lọ, ilẹ̀ ló náà máa wà. Àbí talẹ̀ ti rí tó fẹ́ keep èèyàn sílẹ̀ tó ń fara ẹ̀ náà dẹ̀ lọ sókè. No, you want to pin somebody down, you will be down with that person. So ìwọ gan ò ní nísinmi. So this is another reason why you see some men are not in the lives of their children. Kò gbọ́ àwọn náà bẹ́ẹ̀ o. But ìta gbé kò wọ́n lójú ni. Ìpọ́njú tí wọ́n tá ń jẹ́ kán là kọjá òun ni o. And when they get to certain point, wọ́n yà wọ́n báyìí pé, you know what, mo ti try. If those kids wants to see me, then I leave everything to fate. Bàbá máa wá mi, wọ́n wá mi tó bá yá. And such man will just move on. Ìwọ náà wà dẹ̀ tó máa sọkún kiri pé ó ti lọ bí orí tán ṣọ́ngi, kò tiẹ̀ wẹ̀yìn wò. Meanwhile, ó wẹ̀yìn wò, ìwọ ló ń ṣí ojú ẹ̀ padà. Ladies who are listening to me tonight, or women who are listening to me tonight, who have been using this tactic against their ex-husband, I plead with you, please change. Repent. Ẹkún alẹ́ ni o. The children will find out the truth. Bó ti wù kó pẹ́ tó. That other half of the story you kept away from them, they will find out. And they will not forgive you. Gbogbo eré tó sá pé kó lè jẹ́wọ́ nìkan ló máa tọ́jú lálẹ́ yẹn. Madam, ìwọ ló máa abandon. Because they will be spending that time to catch up with what they have lost with their father. Ojú àwàjà. Ojú àjà o. Don't use your kids as tool to fight their father. Tẹ́ méjèèjì bá jọ ní issue, ẹ jẹ́ kó wà láàrin ara yín. Ǹtẹ́ bá rí lẹ lè fi bára yín jà, but not the children. Right. And then this is the last point before I allow you to go. The reason why some men will just disappear from the life of their children after divorce is their inability to cope with the emotional challenge that the divorce brought upon them. Yeah, men are strong. Society ló jẹ́ kí men máa appear as macho. Society ló ń sọ pé ọkùnrin tó bá sunkún weak. Society ló ń prevent ọkùnrin from, expressing their emotions. You see a man that cries, they say, oh, he's a weak man. You see a man that beats his wife, they say, oh, he's a wife beater. The one that the wife beats, they say he's a weak man. Kí lẹ fẹ́ kọ́kùnrin ṣe gan? So, for a man whose marriage has crashed, the society, will label such a man as, being a failure. He's failed in his relationship. And not many men can cope with that shame. So it's a mixed feeling of anger because they are berating themselves for how things turned out. I could have done this differently, or I could have. So then that moment of being angry with themselves for allowing things to turn out this way, they are, going through emotional pain of loss because they're losing something. The family they built, that they've invested in and everything, is a loss. No matter bó ṣe ṣọkàn akito, there is that huge pain there. And then they're facing shame from society, from their family, from their friends. People are saying, oh, he can't keep his home, he can't this, that, this, he did. What kind of things are going on? Many men are not well equipped to deal with this sort of emotions. They don't know how to express them. Many men don't talk. They consider it as weak to open up, to talk. They keep things to themselves. So this pain, this anger, this shame are some of the things that drive these men away. Because they don't know how do they stand in front of these children. Because some of these kids will ask questions, why are you and mommy not together? They don't know what to say. They don't want to lie to the kids, and at the same time, they don't want to make themselves feel stupid. The fear of, I'm losing this home is also haunting them. And they just stay away. They call less and less. They see these kids less and less because they think the best way to manage this is to distance themselves emotionally. Akogi o kì í ṣoje. You don't want to see these kids, and every time you're leaving them, you're crying when they hug you and say, oh, daddy, are you going now? And then and everything like that. Some men can't handle this. And then they just want to stay away. But is this the option? Or is that the best option? No, it's not. It's an option, but it's not the best option. Into ṣẹlẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀. What can you salvage now is what should be paramount in your mind. Kí nǹkan má bàjẹ́ ju báyìí lọ. What can I do? No matter how uncomfortable, how awkward it will be, no matter ọ̀rọ̀ burúkú tí madam lè máa sọ fún anytime tó bá ti wá tó kanlẹ̀kùn, wọ́n á kàn pòṣe, wọ́n á kàn ṣílẹ̀kùn, wọ́n á kàn gbogbo tó wù kán fojú ẹ rí. Máa rò wípé I need to play a role in the life of these children. And yes, it is my fault that everything has come to this point. So I will do everything I have to do to ensure that the kids are not badly affected by my own mistakes. Wàá láti wá ara tí wàá gba ẹ̀gbín sí for the sake of the children. Wàá ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ sùúrù for the sake of the children. If you need to seek help, seek help. Professional help, seek help. If you need to purge yourself mentally, do it. Don't wrap yourself in a bubble and think the situation will just disappear or sort out itself. No, it won't. You need to do something. You must have meaningful relationship with your children, regardless of how the breakup happened or what is happening after that. Excuse won't cut it. No, you have to do everything necessary. And when these kids ask questions, you must have the right thing to say to them. Don't hide, don't lie, and don't paint your partner bad. Just let them understand all the time that you and their mom are doing everything possible to see that they are well looked after. Regardless of wherever you are, always factor a time out to be there for them and deal with your emotional trauma in the best way that you can. You don't have the luxury of time to hide behind maybe alcohol or drugs or whatever thing. No, those things won't take what you're feeling away. They will only mask that emotion or mask that situation or try to, create a kind of barrier, temporal barrier. But once the effect of those drugs or alcohol wears out, the situation is staring back at you in the face. If you go knock yourself again, before you know it, you'll become an addict, which will make the situation worse because now they will even be preventing you from seeing those children. You can't be turning up and be smelling of alcohol. You can't be turning up and they see that your eyes are dilated, you're high. No. Ìyẹn gangan ló máa fi wá bọ́n ṣe máa ní kó má wàá rí wọn mọ́. O lè máa turn up looking scruffy kí káwọn ọmọ gan kójú máa tì wọ́n láti sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ bá ẹ rìn àbí wọ́n fẹ́ bá ẹ jáde. You have to get a grip of yourself. Look after yourself. Stand up. Understand that you're falling. Learn from the journey. And then keep moving again. But never hide behind your emotional challenge to withdraw yourself from the life of these children. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'll draw the curtain tonight. That is all I have for you regarding the discussion tonight. It's been really quiet on the comment section. Not too much was going on. But yes, we do have occasions like that where everything is just quiet. I don't know, maybe you're feeling it or you just feel, there's nothing to say. Well, whatever it is, I hope you've benefited from the discussion tonight and you have something to take away with you regarding this discussion, whether you are directly affected or this is something you can keep on your left hand. The ọjọ́ iwájú. Everything we discuss here, take it as inoculations. Ó gba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára dọjọ́ wàhálà àti àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn ni. So di eléyìí mọ̀ mú o torí ọjọ́ tó bá máa wúlò. Just go to the library where you studied and make use of it. I greet you, my brother Sean Davis. Thank you for joining tonight. And he said, this is my first time listening to your podcast. Very insightful. Thank you very much for your kind comment. And I hope this won't be the last time we will see you. You'll become part of this family. Yes, Yaoloshibia, I know you are always, busy on Fridays. I know your own schedule. But you still make it a point of duty to find a way to listen. So I credit you. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. Mama Afele Ishelo. Mi mama wa made ma ba yin náà. A ní dolódi ara wa o. A dẹ̀ ní fi ara wa ṣe àwátì. Until I see you again next week, Friday. Remain blessed and keep getting better. Ó dàárọ̀.
Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ́rọ̀ pa òrí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, tread softly dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn ń lọ wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ràn òmònú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ́ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Síbi tí ẹ ládá lè yé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́, inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ́, àwọn ẹni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ́ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi síbi tí ẹ ládá lè yé, àgbà tó ti ṣe tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Yòókù lọ́gbọ́n, ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́, inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ́, àwọn ẹni tó fẹ́ ni.